Well, fellas, we switched it up a little bit. We got to dive into these starts and sits a little bit more.
Higgins, wide receiver for the Bengals.
If you drafted DJ Moore in the second round, third round, and was expecting kind of like, a breakout year, you're probably a little disappointed.
If you're going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league, you need to take chances. He was playing like Russell Harris. If y'all didn't know, that's Sierra's maiden name. He needs to man up. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indecision Cave podcast show. I'm your host, Ryan Grace, and I'm joined by a stellar group of participants today. We have our co-hosts, Justin Coleman. We got our commissioner, Ashton Jones, in the building. We got Trader Joe awfully close to his screen.
I'm on my phone this week.
There you go. And two of our best participants, I think the league leader in points, is he among us?
Right here, boy.
There you go. But the record is definitely right here, boy. Got to step it up, brother. And we got Mr. Carolina Panther himself, Rashawn. How's it going, Rex?
I'm here. It's great to be here again, as always.
We appreciate that. Rashawn, first and foremost, before we dive too much into it, how long are we expecting Christian McCaffrey to be out for, man?
I don't think they're going to rush him back. I think since they paid him that gave him that bag, I think they're going to let him sit out for a little bit, especially if they're not in a playoff race. There's no need to rush him back. So I think he'll miss probably like 2 more games.
What's the Panthers' record right now?
I want to say either we won 2 games or 3 games. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't. Once we lose, I don't really pay attention to wins or loss. So, we're like third in the NFC South. So, whatever.
Panthers fans in Connecticut don't always get to watch their games. I get it, man.
They're 3-7.
3-7. Same like the Packers. You don't get to watch a Packers game out in the bed.
I watch the Packers every week, man. But fans, as always, we appreciate you joining us, and we try to get our show to be a little bit better every single week. We appreciate the feedback. And so today, we're not going to hit a matchup of the week segment, but what we are going to do is try to dive in a little bit more to the start and sits to let you know who you should be playing this week, who you should not be playing this week, and why we of the Indecision Cave agree or disagree with those picks. So, with that new format, we're going to go to the commissioner first. Ashton, who are you starting this week? Only starting.
I am starting – hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I didn't do my Googles on pronunciation, but Kalen Ballage. Am I good there?
Ding.
Word. I believe someone said pick him up off of waiver wires either last week or the week before. So whoever said that, good looks on y'all. I know it wasn't me, so props to whoever said that. But the Chargers are third in the NFL in running outside of the Patriots and the Ravens. So they're gonna run the ball. Austin Eckler is probably not going to be back. Justin Jackson probably won't play. So you're going to see the same kind of matchup that you saw last week. He's had an uptick in snap percentage from 39 to 73. So clearly they see something they like in him. They play also the Jets, so you can consider like a revenge game maybe. So the Jets are giving up an average of 20.6 points to a running back. So this man has the opportunity to ball out. Past 2 weeks, 5 rushing attempts for 69 yards, a touchdown, 18 attempts for 68, 0 touchdowns. Catching the ball, so 7 catches for 49 yards the past 2 weeks. So he's had 16 and 15 points per week. So if you're looking for someone to be your solid RB2, you want to go ahead and start your man because he's trying to make sure the Jets continue to be trash, but show them that they should have kept him, which he probably was happy that they didn't. So that's my start.
There you go. Real quick, so what we're going to end up doing is going around the horn and kind of voting on if we do or do not like this pick. But, Justin, I don't want to steal your thunder if this was something you might have been thinking, but I believe you went and signed Justin Jackson this week from the waiver wires. Is that true?
That's a false.
The opposite.
It was in a trade. That trade with James Robinson that you guys
Yeah,
I feel like I saw him moving around this week. Okay.
He
All
got
right.
dropped, right?
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I had to let him go, man.
Oh,
It's a treacherous knee injury right now, so he ain't really gonna get too much more shine.
Okay. So we're gonna start with you. I thought you had picked him up, and I was gonna ask what you were seeing that maybe Ashton wasn't. But you cut him, right? So you might be on Ashton's side. Are you starting Ballage this week if he was on your team?
Come on, man. You already know how I feel. Anybody against the Jets, put them on there twice.
Mahan, are you starting Ballage this week?
Pretty much what Justin said. Like anybody who you put against the Jets, unless they're like RB 3, 4, 5, start them.
There you go. Trader Joe.
If you have to. I don't love it, but if you're in a tight spot, sure.
Olrak Shonald.
I'm starting him. Getting a nod from me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with the start. My lone concern is that the Jets' defense is porous all over the field, right? And I think the Chargers have a really strong passing attack. That's not to take away from what they will do with running the game, running the ball. Like you said, they're the third best running team. But I think this could be an opportunity to kind of let Justin Herbert flex his muscle. Mike Williams had a bad week, so maybe get him some more touches as they get ready to try to make some kind of a playoff push out there in Los Angeles.
But to that point, though, usually you see when teams run up the score towards the end, they just run the ball out. So you don't think that would be an opportunity for Ballage to get some garbage time runs in?
Yeah, I agree. I agree that he's someone that I would start. Like I said, my only concern is that maybe in this kind of a game, it's not like the Jets have a good pass defense and a weak rush defense kind of thing. I think they stink all over the place. So I could see the Chargers just running it up and letting Herbert whip it around. But Ballage also had some receptions these past few weeks, so I'd start him. Mahan, who are you starting this week?
This week, normally it'd be no brainer, but given the quarterback situation with Teddy Bridgewater and his status being up in the air, I'm going with DJ Moore as my start of the week. Again, like he might be a little harder to trust than normal, but I think going up against Detroit, their pass defense hasn't been great at all this season. I think they've allowed more than 20 points in all but one game. So, if you drafted DJ Moore in the second round, third round, and was expecting kind of like, a breakout year, you're probably a little disappointed. You probably didn't expect Robbie Anderson to take over as the go-to receiver for Carolina. But regardless of the quarterback situation, it's an opportunity with a very porous Detroit Lions defense for DJ Moore.
Fellas, any reason to not start DJ Moore this week?
If Teddy Bridgewater ain't playing, I ain't trusting it. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. I'm as a Panthers fan, I'm kind of up on the fence about it. Even though if Teddy doesn't play, we have a decent backup in PJ Walker. I've watched some of his highlight films. I don't know. DJ's been inconsistent this year for me, so I don't know if I would actually start him against the Lions, even though their defense is, not as great. You just don't know with that offense. You don't know if it's going to be Curtis Samuels. You don't know if it's going to be Mike Davis or Robbie Anderson one week. So I don't know. I don't know about your start there, Mahan.
Justin, do you have any reason why you're not starting DJ Moore or why you are starting DJ Moore?
Looking at Detroit, they have given up 27, 42, 23, 35, 41, 34, and 27 points so far. I like my chances with DJ Moore. Put him on the field.
There you go. Yeah, so we're pretty much in line starting DJ Moore, except the Panthers fan. So, ladies and gentlemen, take that for what it's worth, because our resident Panthers expert is not exactly in line, but we do have some stats that suggest maybe DJ Moore is the right guy to start for Mahan. Trader Joe, who are you starting this week, man?
Running back for the Bengals, Gio Bernard. I don't know what is going on with Joe Mixon's foot. When it first happened, the injury first happened, they thought he might only miss a week. But for some reason, it's still ongoing. And today, he didn't practice at all. Now, the first 2 weeks where Giovanni did start, he got you double-digit points. Last week, not so much. But it was against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, which is probably the best defense in the NFL. And he got 4 catches in the backfield, and that always helps your floor as a running back. So I don't anticipate Joe Mixon being, even if he does play, I imagine he's going to be on some type of snap count. And I think I'm not saying Giovanni should be your RB2. I think you can throw him into your flex this week. So Giovanni Bernard must start this week.
I think I like it. He, like you said, he's a pass catcher, and I like that. It gives you a high floor. Rough game against the Steelers, but I think he's someone that I'm okay with starting.
Hold on. Let me ask you this one question. Joe, is he on your team?
Giovanni Bernard is on the Trader Joe Trust the Process team.
Is he actively starting in your lineup?
At the moment, he is not. But
please name us the 2 running backs that you're starting over him right now.
Right now, it is Matt Breida and who is it? Is it the backup running back for the Vikings?
Alexander Madison.
Yeah, he's getting switched out. So you thought you had me, but no, he's
no. So I'm just wondering right now. Actively, you're not starting him, but that's
correct. But also, my opponent currently has Tyreek Hill on the bench. We know that's not happening.
Yeah, well,
yes.
we all know Kai changes his lineup literally on Sunday morning. So
right. Well, but thanks for looking out. I will be putting my money where my mouth is, and I'll be starting.
Just making sure. That's all. Just making sure.
Yes, sir.
Just Blaze, who are you starting this week, sir?
We're not talking about Giovanni?
I apologize. If you got anything to add on my guy Gio.
Mr. Mustache.
It's up in the air. I mean, Washington, so far, they've got a 14th ranked rushing defense. They're averaging about 17 points to running backs. I do agree with the flex option, but nothing higher than that.
Okay. Rashawn, are you okay with starting Gio Bernard this week?
Yeah, I'm fine with him.
Mahan, anything? Do you care?
If you got other options, look for him. But as a desperation flex, I don't think he's bad.
Well, desperation flex in Joe's RB1 spot.
Yeah, given I've won 2 games, desperation would be the right word to use.
That's hilarious. All right, Justin, now I come back to you, man. I apologize. I jumped the gun, but I really just was hoping that you'd bless us with a nugget or 2 about who we should be starting this week, man.
All right, so contrary to Ashton's belief,
not about belief. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I got to do it, man. He's there, so it's a guy that Ashton owns, but I like his performance as of recent. So I'm gonna go with T. Higgins, wide receiver for the Bengals. So now, before, I know all you stat nerds have been out there looking at different rankings with Washington Redskins.
So who?
The what?
The Washington football team.
Now you're talking about. Where
So it's showing that they are a top 10 defense through the rankings. DVOA showing up 6. But when you look deeper into those numbers, comparison to passing offensive they've played so far, top 10 passing offenses, they've played none. Top 15 passing offenses, they played 1. Along with that, we got Joe Burrow averaging about 37 pass attempts a game. We got Tyler Boyd averaging about 9 targets a game. The running backs are getting about 5 targets a game. So you take those two away, we got T. Higgins out here eating. So I'm going with T. Higgins. Put him in your lineup. He's good to go.
Yeah, real quick, I think he's entering must-start territory, or at least weekly start territory. Not must-start from like a Hopkins or Adams standpoint, but I think he's plug-and-play every week now. I think Joe Burrow whips the ball around, and for whatever reason, until he finds his trust or until he finds consistency in A.J. Green, Higgins is one of his 2 guys, right? And I don't know if AJ Green might be done, guys. And
AJ Green, the cardio machine.
Let's ask Justin, because from the beginning he said he needs his legs underneath him. Are the legs there, Justin, or no?
We done gave him enough chances at this point.
Okay.
He's just a cardio legend.
Yeah, it seems like he's the cardio legend, like you said. And so my thought is just like, they throw the ball a lot. They're down on running back luck right now. Tyler Boyd and Higgins are the guys. So I'm not saying from a must-start top 5 production kind of guy, but I think the number 2 receiver on an offense that throws the ball around, potentially the number 1 even by the end of this year, I'm all in on starting T. Higgins. Mahan, am I bugging?
This strikes a personal chord for me, as I did draft T. Higgins, and he wasn't getting a love the first couple weeks, and I was in a little bit of trouble at running back. So I dropped T. Higgins. Ashton picked him up after John Ross was marked a healthy scratch for week 3. T. Higgins has not had a single-digit point game since. It's been all double digits. I agree with you in the sense that T. Higgins, I don't think he's entering a weekly must-start. I think he is a weekly must-start. But just saying all this hurts a lot right now. I'm not going to lie.
Ashton, as the owner of T. Higgins, is he in your lineup? And is he ever coming out of your lineup, aside from bye weeks?
Man, the bye week already happened, so that man's there to stay. He's there to stay. He ain't going nowhere. And he's staying on the team for a long time. Him and Joe.
I mean, if you want to rest him this week, I completely understand,
Nah, bro, you're projected to beat me, so don't even worry about all that hella blue.
But like 0.3 points.
Come on, projections.
Right.
You go by
Projections.
Projections.
I'm just letting y'all know he's projected to win,
You do your trades on IBM Watson too?
Huh?
Oh, goodness.
those trades be the worst. I think I've seen legitimately 2 good trades all year. 2. Most of them, they got T. Higgins, and I'm like, nah. Just keep swiping. Nah.
ESPN cannot be paying them to make that machine and incorporate it into the app. Like, that can't be happening.
Yikes. Joe, are you starting T. Higgins this week?
Yes, I'm a believer.
And Rashawn?
He gets the nod from me.
There you go. Justin, everybody's all in on T. Higgins. Rashawn, who are you starting this week?
I am starting Cameron Jarrell Newton.
Wow. Surprised.
Yeah, I know. I was going to go with somebody else, but I changed my mind. I looked up the matchups. Cam is going against the Houston Texans. Their defense isn't the same. The secondary is trash. Their pass rush is trash. They still have J.J. Watt on, his last leg, but I don't think it's enough. Cam Newton, for the past 2 games, he's been playing phenomenal. He didn't put up great numbers in the passing game last week, but Josh McDaniels is allowing him to continue to be Cam in the red zone, getting touchdowns, running it in, and he's found his new favorite target in Jacoby. So I think he's going to have a multiple touchdown game. I think he's going to have one of those games where he puts up 30 points in fantasy this week.
Wow. We're starting Cam with a lot of confidence over there. Ashton, was your look to say, no, we don't start him, or was your look to say 2 touchdowns seems a little extreme?
I mean, if we're asking about passing touchdowns, he's had 3 on the year, so I don't know how we could expect some of that.
I was talking about rushing, my bad, rushing touchdowns.
Oh, you mean like multiple total touchdowns? All right, I get that, because rushing touchdowns, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. He has 9 rushing touchdowns, so I get it. But I don't know if Cam gets my start. I probably got 10 other quarterbacks before I would want to start Cam. So I don't know, man. It's risky. I get it, Houston, but yeah.
He's over his COVID case, man. He's over COVID, so he's back.
Like I said, there's 10 others, so there's 2 teams that I'm assuming would start him. You're one of them, so I mean, I guess.
Does anyone have his numbers from last week?
Yeah, he had 118 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 11 rushes for 21 yards and a touchdown. So he had a passing and a rushing, 16.2 points.
And that was in rough weather. I remember that.
Torrential downpour. So yeah, I mean, can't. Sure, why not? I want to see young Cam flourish. Well, old Cam, but
Our age, Cam.
He's our age, bro.
Our age.
31. Well,
then 31. Let young Cam flourish. Let that young man flourish.
Sheesh. I think Ashton makes a really good point from the standpoint that with quarterbacks, there's only one being started per week. And so against the Texans, I do think that's a favorable matchup for Cam, but I would put him at like 10 or 11 as the starting quarterbacks this week. And so it gets scary, not because like if you have Josh Allen as your quarterback and he's on a bye and you can land Cam Newton, yes, I'm okay with grabbing him and starting him. But I don't see him necessarily as one of the go-to options to start this week.
So he's like a streamer start for you?
Yeah. I would use him more as a streamer start if he's available. But I'd venture and guess that in a 10 or a 12 team league, there are other options that are better and more sufficient for this week.
I just question, Rex. I'm curious on why you didn't pick Deontay.
Listen. I feel
yeah.
I'm playing like Russian roulette with Deontay and Curtis Samuels right now. So I'm not saying anything about Deontay. Every time I say Deontay or anytime I say Curtis Samuels, they wet the bed, and then it's just like one does whatever. I'm not. He's an automatic starter for me. I don't care. I'm not.
So you're never taking him out your lineup.
He's never coming out my lineup ever again.
Okay. Ryan, you didn't do the coach ratings for this week, did you? 'Cause for the fans, I faced Rex last week, and he had Deontay on the bench. I'm wondering if that would have made a difference in the win.
No, I haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
But we know it would have played a role in the outcome.
Because my start this week was also on his bench last week.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Whatever, man. It's just whatever, yo.
Rack so Brian.
Man, my juice, my swag player was on a bye week, so everyone lost all their juice this week. So
Rack with nearly 55 points on the bench between 3 players last week.
I gave you 100 points.
Who was your swag player?
Travis Kelce, man.
Oh, okay. The fans didn't know.
He's the one who provides all the juice for the team. Provides the drip.
Legit.
Man.
Let's be honest. Fans out there watching, his team consists of also Keenan Allen and DK Metcalf. They just had tough matchups. Jalen Ramsey put that boy on a lot.
Models.
First of all, Russell Wilson didn't even. If you're going to be a top quarterback in the league,
let's not talk about it. I'm still hurting last week. Let's not talk.
He needs to take a chance. He needs to throw to his number one receiver. I don't care. Aaron Rodgers does it. Tom
With
Brady
Devontae Adams, though.
So DK is a monster. I do not care. If you're going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league, you need to take chances. He was playing like Russell Harris. If y'all didn't know, that's Sierra's maiden name. He needs to man up. All right? Play like
Lord.
Wilson. Yeah, I went there. Because that was, I don't care.
Oh, my God.
I don't care. He took Sierra's last name on that. He took Sierra's
We're
name
sorry, Russ. I know you're
I'm
watching.
not sorry.
Apologies.
I'm not sorry. I'm
Russ,
not
keep
apologizing.
cooking, man. You're helping Ashton. Rashawn is in a mood. Goodness.
Yes. What, 4 targets? Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Let's pivot. Let's go to a vote before he starts saying even more.
So I weighed in. Ashton weighed in. Mahan, you starting Cam?
Most weeks, absolutely not. But if you have to, this is the week and the only week to start Cam Newton. I just hope it's Jacoby Myers season for my team's sake, but please, if you can, look elsewhere.
Sheesh. Trader Joe, that was an aggressive approach. Are you starting him, though?
And I think so. The Patriots defense is just not anything like it used to be, and I feel like he'll have to like continue to. I don't think they can run the ball like they want to. So yeah, I think he'll be fine.
Stephon Gilmore hasn't played in some time, and their defense hasn't been good because of that. I mean, they still don't have any linebackers, but
And plus he's going against Deshaun Watson, so it's like, it's going to be a
He got a
battle.
rise certification. I do have a quick question because I'm just thinking to the future. Do you guys think Bill is more likely to keep Cam next year, or is it 50-50? Like, what do you guys? What are your sentiments from what you've seen with him with the Patriots so far?
I mean, all else fails, Jacoby Myers is a capable quarterback.
No, he's not.
Just putting that out there.
Oh, man. It's a toss-up at this point.
I mean,
Okay.
honestly, they have no better quarterback. Cam's going to get a cheap deal. Just bring him back. Find some quarterbacks out there.
Find some weapons for him,
Yeah. His number one receiver is undrafted. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, what's good with you? You starting Cam?
This week, yeah. Houston has the worst rushing defense, and most likely the Patriots going to do a lot of running with or without Cam. So put him in and hope for the best.
Interesting. So Damian Harris sounds like a good component as well, right?
Justin, why would you do this?
Interesting.
I was waiting for it.
Who
Yeah.
has Damian Harris, folks? Let's figure that one out.
No. Who
Cool.
drafted Damian Harris? Just ask that question.
Here we go.
Talk your ish, man. Talk your ish.
Oh.
Nah, Justin, you and Joe, the drafting gurus. I just try to follow suit.
Joe's
Continue.
team is trading.
No. Joe's record is
Typically.
trash. Joe's roster was never trash.
Oh,
There's a
wow.
difference.
I agree with that,
Dude.
but
Oh,
I would own the trading guru. I humbly accept that, but drafting guru.
You're about to be it next year.
If you're trading, that means you're trading value.
Oh,
When you
Ryan, it sounded like you about to say something disrespectful. Go ahead.
No, when you say trading guru, like what does that even mean? Like, what is that?
What does the word guru mean to you?
That you're good at trading, like, right? Like that you're getting good value for them. Like, what is, like, in your time in the league, what is your best trade that has made you earn the guru moniker?
Yo, Joe,
just-
ask him who won last year.
That's
I mean, that was so recent. I can't believe you thought that my trade was so bad that it was collusion.
yeah.
It's so bad as in my favor, so lopsided. So that would give me the marks of a. You know what? I'm not going to defend myself.
Fans, Joe got David Montgomery away from his team for a third-round draft pick, and David Montgomery is currently not playing this week and hasn't been good since.
Wait, but that's still TBD, right? Because what happens if Joe drafts someone in the third round next year who ends up playing one game and then gets hurt for the rest of the year? Does that then make it a good trade? I'm asking.
The trade guru is the value of the trade, right? At the moment, the value of the trade is David Montgomery, no matter how you look at it, is never worth a third-round draft pick. Ever.
Okay.
If he was the bell cow, let's say next year he was the bell cow. Literally, they didn't add any running back value. You wouldn't draft him or consider him in the third round, being the lone running back on that team.
He got out-carried by Barkevious Mingo one week. Absolutely not.
Okay, that's 1 week. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think, host, we need to go into the next segment.
really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ashton dubbed you the guru, and that's okay. And you can take that, man. Trade.
His name is Trader Joe.
Because he trades a lot. That's why I call him that, because he's just always trading. He likes to do it. He thinks this is Madden.
I mean, he's our current champion. He came off of trading, so I mean.
Thank you, guys.
There you go.
Oh, okay, Joe.
I guess that's enough to make it happen. Did we hit everyone's start and start for this week?
No, I don't think we got Joe's.
Joe.
I said Giovanni.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He started it off.
Oh yeah, my fault.
I don't think we got Ryan's.
No, I knew that. I wasn't sure.
All those who mattered. Would you?
Yeah, I was ready not to do it. But it's not about you, Joe. It's about the fans, and that's what I'm here for. I'm always about.
Well, the fans need good information and good advice. So if we're going to do that, we're going to leave you out, right?
Right. So the fact that I'm tied for the 6th place spot and have a shot to make it, I mean, you can't say that. So
I can say I beat you this year. I can say that, and you didn't beat me.
That's irrelevant.
Okay. Have you beaten me since I've been in the league?
That's irrelevant. Also.
Oh, okay. I guess
actually,
those facts matter.
I probably have.
A little spicy.
I probably have. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're gonna.
Let's not do that, Brian.
Less banter, more information. Come on, guys.
Not gonna do that. We're gonna talk about DJ Chark, wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going up against the Steelers. I get it. Steelers, strong defense, all that good stuff. But what I do know is that since Jake Luton has been the starter, in 2 games, he has seen 17 targets for 202 yards. He's caught 11 of those passes. So he's going to get force-fed the ball. He's their best wide receiving option, and I'm all in on it. I think the Steelers will do a good job of probably containing everything. They're going to focus on James Robinson, take him out the game. That's my guess. And so I'm leaning on DJ Chark this week. I know the Steelers are a tough one, but he's been on fire these last 2 weeks. I saw him eat pretty well against the Packers. And I think I'm in on him this week. So I'm starting DJ Chark.
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
Does anyone follow the Steelers defense? Because am I correct that Joe Hayden is kind of like resurging as
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The NFL is just so interesting because he used to be like Joe Hayden and then he fell off and now he's coming back as Joe Hayden. I wonder what happened. But as a DJ Chark owner, I want you to be right. So I guess I'll start off the vote and say, yeah, DJ Chark.
Here we go. Mahan?
For the defensive matchup, it's definitely rougher than normal, but I think I agree with you that you got to trust the volume. So, I mean, there's definitely better options available to start, but you can't go horrible with DJ Chark.
There's better options at every position unless you pick the number 1 guy, right? So, I like this choice. Ashton?
Well, this is going to go in your favor. People see Pittsburgh's defense, you're like, that's a tough defense to go against right there. 31st toughest. So there's only one team better than them against the tight end. They're one team's only tougher, which I believe is the Rams at running back. They're 28th toughest for quarterback. Strangely enough, they're the 8th easiest for receivers. They have allowed 26.5 points. So you're saying, hey, Steelers defense, I don't know, but receivers tend to go off. So I'm going to go with Baby Shark doo.
I'll take it. And that song was awesome. Rashawn?
Even though the Steelers pass rush defense is amazing, I'm still going to start DJ. I think even though they get to the quarterback a lot, I think there's going to be some balls that Jake Luton's going to throw to Chark, and he's going to come down with it. And who knows, he might get some garbage time touchdowns, yardage. So I'm starting him.
Justin, you said good luck at the beginning. Has anything that our teammates have said or league mates have said adjusted your opinion?
Nah, I'm still. It's gonna be a rough one for these Jaguars this week. And just with Luton, I feel like they'll have a game script for him to follow, and once he gets punched in the mouth, he's not gonna know what to do. I don't see him doing a Drew Lock impersonation of last week, but I wouldn't go with DJ Chark this week.
All right.
Because you would go with Keelan Cole.
Didn't he return a kick last week?
Return game.
91 or 81 yards to the house.
To the Baja.
To the Baja. Well, there you have it, folks. We're going to take a commercial break. We hope that you like our starts. Let us know if you agree, disagree at some point. And when we come back from this commercial break, we'll hit you with our sits within the Indecision Cave. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indecision Cave. And we are still trying to switch up the show a little bit for you. We hit you with the starts, went around the horn, let you know why we did not like each other's picks. So now we're going to do the flip side of that and talk about who you should sit. So we are going to start off with Mahan. Who are you sitting this week, sir?
This week, my sit is going to be Marquez Valdez-Scantling for a variety of reasons. Well, number one, Indianapolis Colts are nasty on defense, especially on the pass. And you look at Marquez Valdez-Scantling's numbers for last week, and you think, okay, maybe I have somebody to start, at least as a flex. But also, you got to factor in Alan Lazard is coming off of IR this week. And mind you, his production early in the season was against defenses that are now like middle of the pack to bottom of the pack. But he's definitely going to eat into Marquez Valdez-Scantling's workload. And I think Marquez had like 4 receptions, 140-some yards, 1 touchdown last week. A lot of that was off of one play. So between Alan Lazard, Devontae Adams potentially playing this week, his status is still in question, and the Colts defense, it is very hard to trust MVS going forward.
Joe, do you have a reason why you would start him? Joe?
What's so funny?
If you see Ryan's face, it's like he's like I can't wait till Ryan's take. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. No, I agree. With what's his name? The third wide receiver coming from injury.
Alan Lazard.
Yeah, I think that'll eat into.
He's the number 2, though.
I mean, they're both subpar, a mile away from Devontae Adams.
Rashawn,
wow. Wow. I mean, you are. I'll give my time to the Packers fan. You might know more, but you ask me, and yeah, I say I'm with it.
Rashawn?
I don't know. It's tough. I know the Colts defense is, they're pretty good. I don't know. I think a few weeks ago they gave up, like over 400 yards, I want to say, to the Bengals. And that is Joe Burrow, but they're going against Aaron Rodgers, the GOAT Rodgers, as Ryan would like to say. I don't really consider him the GOAT yet, but that's neither here nor there. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to sit Marquez just based off of, I don't know. I don't really trust the Colts defense against the Packers.
Justin?
I'm gonna agree, and I'll say set him just because Scanlon is more of a big play guy. Given that Devontae's, if he's playing, he's gonna get a lot of the targets, but with Scanlon's scoring is mostly off of like 40-yard touchdown runs. So I don't see him getting big plays against the Colts this week. So I would say sit him.
Ashton?
I'm going to disagree. I don't think you're going to get the same amount of production out of MVS you might have saw last week, but I still think he's start worthy. Over the past 2 weeks, he's turned 10 targets into 6 receptions for 202 yards and 3 touchdowns. So it seems Aaron Rodgers trusts him, and he's getting into the end zone, and Aaron's looking for him in the end zone. And I remember, I think it was their Thursday night game. He was speaking to the confidence of MBS and trying to get him the ball more to help with his confidence. And we've seen that over the past couple of weeks of Aaron Rodgers is really looking to get him more involved in the offense. So I think even if Allen Lazard comes back, don't forget he's coming back from injury, right? And it's a core injury, which does a lot with your lower body. So cutting, moving, that plays a big role. And so I don't see Allen Lazard taking too much of his targets. I think MBS, if Devontae Adams plays, will be someone you would consider starting.
Yeah, I just make the face because ultimately I think we should always start Packers players. Even though, ironically, I'm going to end up my sit is going to be a fellow Packer. But I just want to talk about Scantling for a second.
Take us on a journey. Come on, take us on a journey.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
So like Ashton said, it was 2 weeks ago. It was like a 3rd and 4 yard play, and he just drops the ball right off of his hands. And Aaron Rodgers kind of looks at him, and this look kind of says, all right, you're no longer going to get the ball. It's kind of what like Brady does. It's what Rodgers has done a bunch of times. And so I thought Scantling was done. And if you follow Packers Twitter at all, it was like a wrap for this guy's career.
No one does that. No one follows the Packers Twitter.
Don't worry about it.
I do. There's a lot of great beat writers. But it was like a wrap for this poor guy. And then since then, he has bounced back. And I'm all in on Valdez-Scantling. Marquez, 2 big touchdowns, including a 78-yard score last week. He's on the he's in for the big plays, like Justin said. Maybe you don't start him with Lazard coming back, or if you have other options. I mean, Mahan likes to talk about if you have better options. Yeah, sure. Then you don't. But I mean, if he's one of your 3 or 4 best receivers and you're toggling between if you start him or the third guy, I think you go with him. I don't think you sit him, right? Like, I mean, if you have 5 better receivers than him, this isn't the week to start him. But, like, if he's your 3rd or 4th best receiver and you start 3 or 4 wide receivers, I think you can feel confident putting him in your lineup. So
he's flex worthy, you would say?
Yeah, he's flex worthy, depending on who else you have. To quote Mahan, if you have someone better, play someone better, which I think everybody knows to play the better people. But I don't know what that statement means, but yeah, I guess I'm starting Scantling.
No surprise here.
Sorry, Mahan. I just don't know what you mean when you say that.
See, you could ask for elaboration in situations like this instead of taking 5 shots at me over the course of the show. But no, it is okay.
Remember who you're dealing with, Mahan.
That is very true. That is very true.
If you have someone better, play someone better, folks. Welcome to the Indecision game.
Print it on the T-shirt. I don't care.
Oh, man. Real quick, who I am going to sit, though, is Bobby Tonyan, Robert Tonyan, the tight end for the Packers. Ever since the game where he went off against the Atlanta Falcons, 3 touchdowns, since then, he's had 14 catches. So I believe that was week 3. We've had a bye week. So in 6 games, 14 catches, 172 yards, no touchdowns. And actually that was in 5 games. So that's, I don't know, you do quick math. That's like 2 catches. So that's 2 points. 17 divided by 5. That's like 5 to 6 points per game in a time when Allen Lazard wasn't on the field, right? And so what you know about Lazard is that Rodgers has a lot of confidence and faith in him. And in the last game that we saw him against the New Orleans Saints, he absolutely went off. 8 catches, over 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Tonyan had the chance to be like the number 2 guy because, like I said, Scantling had kind of fallen out of good graces, good favor, and he didn't exactly step up to that. So I'm thinking that this week and moving forward, it made sense why Ashton cut Bobby Tonyan, and I will not be starting him unless I don't have anyone better.
There's definitely better options.
Okay, there you go. So, Justin, are you sitting him this week?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to all my George Kittle owners because we still looking for a replacement. I know I looked at him in a couple leagues and I was just like, I can find somebody better. So, yeah, keep Tonyan on the free agency.
There you go. Trader Joe.
I'm sitting him.
Mahan?
Ankle injury, matchup, Lazard, MVS, Devontae. pretty much academic sit.
Rashawn.
Yeah, man, I'm sitting him right next to the trash can.
Wow. Okay. That's aggressive. Ashton.
Man, I cut him, and I wouldn't ever think of picking him back up. So
Wow. Okay.
it's time to fade him.
Time to fade my guy. Rashawn, we're throwing to you, man. Who are you sitting this week?
So my sit, it all depends on if this cornerback is going to shadow him or not. My sit is AB. Going against Jalen Ramsey. You saw what happened with DK. I'm sitting AB. I don't care how many targets he's going to get. Jalen Ramsey is going to lock him up if he is shadowing him. If he is not shadowing him, then that is not my sit. My sit would be Jarvis Landry because Darius Slay is going to shadow the number one receiver for the Browns, and he's going to lock up Jarvis. But that is only if Jalen Ramsey doesn't follow AB.
So, Rex, let me ask you this. How do you go about researching or verifying who he's going to follow? Do you have a website, a Twitter follow that you like to go to find these type of things out?
So just real fast to say, Rex, because AB was actually my sit this week, so he just stole my sit.
I didn't know. My bad. You can have your sit.
No. I got someone else. Just quick, but just a couple of stats. The Rams are 32nd toughest for receivers at 16 points per game to receivers. In the red zone, right? You think AB, if he gets followed by Jalen Ramsey, which Jalen Ramsey for the most part hasn't shadowed for the most part unless there's a clear-cut number one. With Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you don't really get that. But AB is lined up 89% of the time outside, and that's where you would usually see Ramsey. So that doesn't bode well for AB. AB has had, I get it, he's had 13 targets within the past 2 weeks. Most of it last week, right? He had 8 targets last week, but he's had a total of 1 target in the red zone. And so you would assume AD's value this week, if he has to go up against Jalen Ramsey, is in the red zone. He's had 1 target. And so those are just all good reasons to sit AB to Rashawn's sit. So obviously, you know who I'm going with on his sit on AB. I agree.
My apologies for stealing your sit, good brother.
Nah, bro. I got someone else. We got money.
Justin, Joe?
I'm with it. There are a lot of mouths to feed with the Bucks, and he's still fairly new to the offense, so I'm fine with it.
It is going to be a tough Monday night matchup. The biggest thing is just is Tom Brady going to be able to even get the ball off? So
That man, number 99, Aaron Donald.
I think he leads the league in pressures.
Man,
like 50-something.
Gets triple team and still is in the quarterback station.
Straight monster.
it's going to be ugly.
Justin, is this a potential gem moment where you say you don't like to start guys on Thursday for the mental advantage? Is Monday night a definite start for the same reason?
Typically Monday night is a definite start if you have players on Monday night, but I'm just going off of my own team personal experience and our ups and downs this year against the Rams team. I don't like it, but I'm gonna just say sit AB.
I'm riding out with Justin as the Bucks fan. I'm sitting Antonio Brown. Trader Joe, who you sitting this week, sir?
The person I am sitting is the wide receiver 1 for their team. The corner that he's facing, he faced a Keenan.
Keenan Allen? Go ahead.
Keenan Allen. There we go. It's always the first names. The last names are easy. He only had 3 receptions and less than 50 yards last week against this cornerback. The week before, held DeAndre Hopkins to less than 10 points in the PPR league. So, and he is not these wide receivers. And this wide receiver is Jerry Jeudy, number 1 wide receiver for the Broncos. Howard is the number 1 cornerback for the Miami Dolphins. So I think that he probably has he might be able to score, a touchdown. He's definitely his route tree is short, intermediate, and deep. So that's the best I can see him doing. He might be able to save you week with a touchdown, but outside of that, I think he's going to get you less than 10 points this week. So I'm sitting Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver for the Broncos.
Rashawn, are you also sitting Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver for the Broncos?
Yeah, he gets my sit.
Mahan.
Miami's defense is real. Sit him.
I agree. I'm also going to sit him. I don't know when this Miami defense was able to lose Minkah Fitzpatrick, but still just be as stellar as
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I Brian Flores was the defensive coordinator with the Pats when they were strong. So Belichick disciple, all that good stuff. So I mean, it makes sense. Definitely didn't expect it to come this quick. I know he took some of the Patriots guys, but this is they look legit. Ashton, are you okay with sitting Jerry Jeudy this week?
Absolutely. You don't put D-Hop on lock and you don't expect the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see what D-Hop does. You feel me?
Now,
We see what D-Hop does.
Let me add to that. I wonder if that's going to be the same thing. Right. It was a bunch of pass interferences.
There's a lot of PIs, bro.
Right. And that's fine.
PIs.
That's fine because you don't get those
How many fantasy points did he have?
Right.
So it don't matter.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Penalty flags don't change my fantasy outcome. He has 6 points.
But if you're telling me though, right? It's a spot foul. So if D Hopkins is running 30 yards on the field and he's PIing 30 yards on the field, that takes the ball closer to the end zone, bro. Like that changes up the style of play.
Hey man, DeAndre Hopkins
had the play calling.
What do you have? 30 or 39 receiving yards? In the stat sheets I'm looking at, I'm like, yeah, I put him on lock.
No,
I ain't giving no touchdowns.
What?
Yes.
That's not putting somebody on lock if you're PIing him the whole game.
But also, there's no guarantee that he would catch the ball, if he didn't,
It was three DPI calls. I get it, but he ain't even get over 50 yards receiving. He was on lock, bro. He was on lock, bro. If I'm a cornerback, I'm holding that.
So you're one of the cornerbacks, and when the ball goes over the receiver's head, you're like this. Oh yeah, I did great.
Celebrate. Small victories, bro.
You did nothing. You did nothing. My quarterback overthrew me. You're gonna be
the receiver also did nothing. The receiver also did nothing.
You didn't score. You didn't catch it. I locked you up. You didn't do anything.
Racked in his bag today.
Right. But guess what? The receiver also did nothing. The receiver also did nothing. So yes, me doing this is you got nothing.
Bro,
you got nothing.
You're the cornerback who gets beat. Ball gets overthrown. Yeah, I locked you up, bro.
Nope. I'm gonna let you know that you think you ain't catch that open ball and no one was on you.
The point is,
mental game.
We just not gonna start Jerry Jeudy this week. That's it.
Justin, you're not starting Jerry Jeudy, but who? In addition to that, who are you also not starting?
So I would advise y'all to keep Jonnu Smith on the bench. I get he's had a hot start to the season. First 3 games, 13, 24, and 11. But as of recent, he's been falling off the wagon. He hasn't topped 32 yards or 2 receptions in any of the past 5 contests. He's been ranked tight end 20 over the past 5 weeks, and they are playing the Baltimore Ravens, who have given an average of 7 points to fantasy tight ends. So look for other options, not Jonnu Smith.
Mahan.
Shoot, 7 points sound low, but for tight ends, man, this year, I'll take it.
That's an average,
right?
So Joe, does that mean you are?
No. I'm with him. I support the sit.
Okay, Mahan. Knowing that this is a little personal for your team, how do you feel about that?
Well, in this situation, I currently actually do have somebody betting on playing. As far as my team is concerned, yeah, Jonnu Smith is gonna be on my bench. He hasn't had more than 2 receptions in a game since the early half of the season. I think he's somebody that has some long-term value, but for right now, I don't know what's going on. The Titans, for whatever reason, want to use Anthony Firkser. I have no clue what's going on with the Tennessee T situation, so you might as well sit him for right now.
Okay. Rashawn, are you sitting Jonnu Smith?
If you have anybody better, no, I'm playing. He is he's riding that bench for me, bro. Obviously, you know me. I got Travis Kelce, the drip god, so he's definitely riding that. Oh, did I hit a nerve, Joe? Are you struggling at tight end?
No, I'm good at tight end. I'm
right.
very high
Okay.
on Dallas Goedert. I'm shaking my head at how elite that is. I guess I'm just amazed at how consistent he's been number one for a number of years. I just respect it. He's that dude.
He's really that dude. Ashton, we're gonna do the double whammy, man. Let us know if you're sitting, and then let us know who you are sitting.
Yeah, no, I definitely get to sit. Jonnu, you need this. Jonnu, please. No.
Jonnu.
Yeah. But y'all know who I'm going to say needs to get sat. And it was someone's start last week. And he's on the team that resides behind me. And that's Travis Fulgham for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Full-grown, man.
You mean Travis Fulgham?
Nah, it's Travis gonna stay on my bench is what it's gonna be. And it's not the talent that I'm worried about. It's the talent of our quarterback that I'm worried about. As well as Carson has several weapons coming back, so I don't know how that plays into the target share. He had 5 targets last week, only had 8 yards on 1 reception. Zach Ertz comes back. Well, he returned to practice today. I don't know if necessarily he plays. So you have Alshon out there, Dallas Goedert, Richard Rodgers, for some apparent reason, is playing well at tight end. Possibly Zach Ertz, Jalen Reagor, Miles Sanders, who's tied in the league for drops for catches, but outside of that, still catches the ball. The Eagles' offense just in general is just terrible, pitiful, however you want to call it, and Denzel Ward isn't a cornerback that you shy away from. So I must sit Travis, and honestly, I'm gonna just sit being an Eagles fan for this week as well.
Justin, are you okay with sitting Travis Fulgham?
Nah, man, you gotta play him, man. End of the day, it's the Browns, bro. I get it. Y'all got a lot of weapons coming back. But the
What
Browns, Alshon's coming back. Ertz is coming back. Miles Sanders, yeah. And once again, it's the Browns, 20th ranked passing defense in the league. And as I like to say, the Browns will brown somehow, some way. So I'll say keep playing.
The Browns will brown somehow, some way. I actually am okay with sitting Fulgham this week due to the erratic play of the quarterback. I mean, when Wentz is on, the number one receiver is definitely someone you want. And right now it seems like Fulgham is in that role with all the injuries. I know these guys are coming back. But I'm not behind into Wentz right now. He's scaring me, and he's someone who I was very big on coming into the season. But for this week, I'm okay with sitting Fulgham. Trader Joe, I know it hurts as an Eagles fan, but what are you thinking?
I'm torn. Myles Garrett, he's a beast. You know, it's tough to get some, good routes and a good offense going when he's terrorizing your line. But if I like both our tackles, and we're getting some help with our interior O-line. I just like our offense better. We get another week with Sanders, who came off an injury. He might still have some rust. And normally the Eagles' defense is good against the run, which pretty much all the Browns can do. So I imagine we're going to have a lot of chances on offense. So it's honestly a toss-up, but I'm going to say I think Fulgham's going to have a good game.
Mahan, that devilish grin, man, as a New York Giants fan, I'm sure you like to hear this negativity coming from Philadelphia, sir. Yep, pour it on. Are you okay with starting Fulgham? Sitting Fulgham?
Attractive matchup, very unattractive quarterback play. I'm a sit Fulgham. I'm all for the Eagles' downfall. You know, as a Giants fan, that is firmly, my team is firmly entrenched in the playoff hunt. So, and I wish I was exaggerating. We actually are still in the playoff hunt.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
I'm fine with sitting Fulgham. Long story short.
Rashawn, let's end it on a high note, sir.
I am sitting Travis. Only way I'll probably start him if Jalen Hurts was a quarterback and they moved Carson Wentz to tight end because Carson Wentz is playing. I don't know what's going on with Carson Wentz here, but he needs to be moved to tight end. Jalen Hurts needs to start. You know, just try to figure something out. But Travis was their number one receiver last week against the Giants. James Bradbury shut him down. I also think that Ward is a phenomenal cornerback. So I think Travis will be shut down again, regardless or not if Alshon's back, whoever their other receivers are, Dallas Goedert or Carson Wentz plays tight end. They're just a dumpster fire. So I'm sitting Travis, full-grown man, full.
Wow.
So he gets the nod to the bench.
The NFC least. Look at how we're allowed to talk about you guys, man. The first place team is a dumpster fire. I'm seeing some rankings where the Giants are ahead of the Eagles, yet the Eagles are in first place in the division.
They beat us twice.
Oh my gosh.
No. We beat them, but we shouldn't have beat them because Ingram shouldn't have dropped that pass.
Oh yeah, facts. Well, fellas, we switched it up a little bit. We got to dive into these starts and sits a little bit more. Our producers let us know that he's going to hit us with week-by-week rankings on how we do with these starts and sits. So I'm hoping everybody did well. Anybody have anything else they want to add?
Where can they follow us on social media?
Oh, yeah. You guys know you can follow us at Indecision Cave on Twitter. We have a YouTube page. Obviously, that's where you're watching. The Indecision Cave. We're on Facebook. The Indecision Cave. Please provide feedback, provide thoughts. Let us know. We're here for you.
You know how I always try to say my fades every episode. It's about time you started fading Jonathan Taylor. Fade him out of your lineup.
That's tough. He's supposed to be a league winner, pre-draft. That's what everyone was saying.
Thank you, Magugu.
Fade him. It's about that time.
Season definitely fade him. Naheem Himes all the way, baby.
Oh, geez. I know Joe's shaking in his boots at the thought of that.
Yo, the fact that Jordan Wilkins is getting started in our league just speaks to Jonathan Taylor.
This speaks to man team, man.
Like, come on. Fade that boy.
Johnny next year.
Also, Bruce Arians, you can't say a nickelback running back. So
I guess we're fading that terminology.
Yes, we are fading that. If anyone's listening to Bruce Arians and you say I'm going to start a nickel running back at my flex position, you're also getting faded. Just quit fantasy, quit whatever. You're getting faded. No, because there is no nickel running back. That's like saying I have a nickel receiver. No. What? Does it make sense?
Wow. So on that note, we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank you for joining us again this week. Good luck as you make your final playoff pushes, and we hope to have you join us next week where we talk waivers, we talk coach of the year, we talk starts and sits within the Indecision Cave.
No recent interruptions from Ace lately.
I'm trying to be a little bit more, professional.